Hey guys, this is Honda VTX 1800, I think 2005, 1800c. Just an awesome bike. Thought I'd give you a show. It's like 20 years old or something now. Quite a nice engine unit. I really like the look of the engine unit. One of the things that really sells me about a bike is the look of the engine unit, and it's pretty much all metal. That's fake plastic. Some of these engine covers are, I think, either metal or fake plastic. That one might be fake plastic. That one's metal. I used to have the 1300. I think most of it all was plastic. It's got the Honda bags. Some custom grips that aren't the best quality ones. I just wish I had the normal grips, but beggars can't be choosers with 20-year-old bikes. This one's pretty stock. I'll tell you about some awesome mods that this bike's had to it as well. Nice rims as well, so you don't have to bother about tube tires. Just a really tidy one for its age. Don't worry about that. That's like a cheapo tank bag I was using. Took the luggage off on the other side. But again, just nice. Everything's metal. This is actually more made in America than most Harleys, because all the production of this bike was done in America. I'm not sure if the fabrication of the components, but it was literally built in America. So a great sort of American muscle bike, really. That's what I was wanting to go for with this one, because I had my Royal Enfield. I was wanting to go for a muscle bike. But yeah, just an awesome bike. And I know in a lot of these videos and clips, not enough people just show the bike. Great shaft drive. Awesome shaft drive. I replaced the shaft. Well, actually, I'll tell you guys what I've done to it. I'll tell you the mods first. So the mods on this bike is, and also it's awesome because it came like that because it's like 20 years old. So the mods on this bike have been desmogged. So that means they've taken the postman. So it's been desmogged. So they've taken all the fuel. Here it is. It's all the spaghetti bundle that's here. So they've taken the whole, I don't know how to explain it. It's the emissions control system and all those sensors. They take those and these come out of the engine. These get taken off and plugged. But basically everything that controls, what's the word? Oh, you can Google it. But everything that restricts the engine has been taken off the top. And it's all done properly. So I just call it all the spaghetti. All the spaghetti's been taken off the bike. Everything that restricts the bike and all the computer, not all the computer stuff, but the computer stuff involved in restricting the bike or whatever, emissions being taken out and plugged up properly. That's awesome. It's got a K&N air filter, so I don't even need to buy another air filter. That came when I had the bike. What other mods it's got? It's got a power commander under the seat. I think it's Power Commander 3. So that's all it's been desmogged, power commanded, new air filter, and of course custom pipes, Vance and Hines pipes, which are freaking awesome. Yeah, great. Just a freaking great bike. What have I done to the bike? Well, I just got the bike and just did an oil and filter change. That was really easy. Just a little oil at the bottom. A couple of liters of oil in there. What else have I done? Oh, I bled the brakes. Because it was literally yellow gunk in there, so I bled the brakes. Yep. It's got a hydraulic clutch as well, so I haven't bled that one, but I bled this one, bled the brakes out, rear and front. But this has a front and rear linked system as well, so it doesn't make it tricky, but yeah, it means you got to do it all apparently. So I did all that. What else? No, other than that, washed it, just did those, filled up the bottle, bottle. What do you call it? The radiator bottle. Yeah, so tell me what you guys think. Oh, another thing I did is I just fitted a USB. I just fitted a USB plug to my battery, so it's like a USB and a 12 volt, and usually that sits inside my luggage here. You just put it in there. I don't bother chucking my phone up, but I chuck a charger battery in there, and then I can just charge my phone whenever I want. Again, the unit here is pretty good, pretty standard stuff. You got a clock, pretty nice. I'm glad that the bars and everything were kept stock. The mirrors, I think, are slightly shorter ones, or they're stock. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is I just wish I had the stock handlebars. These are all right, but I just would have liked just the stock grips. These ones are all right. Yeah, no, so pretty good. Low maintenance now. Just an awesome bike. Nice fat rear fat tire. Just great power. Just a freaking awesome bike. I would start it up for you guys. There's a video on my channel of the bike running just quickly. It's on one of my shorts, so you can find it there. I would start it up, but it'll just wake up the baby, so I won't start it up, so sorry about that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anything more about the old VTX 1800, and it cost me in Australian dollars 7,000 Australian dollars, and the bikes come with 39,000 kilometers on the clock, which is like nothing in miles, and these engines can just eat up like 100,000 miles easy, and this is kilometers. It's got the floorboards. They're pretty cool. I actually want pegs on there, because these scrape a bit, because yeah, you know, but that's not what the bike's about. It's not about like racing, but yeah. And then of course you've got your cool pillion floorboards, and the luggage is really good, easy to get into, it's waterproof as well. Not that you need that too much in Australia, but luggage is really good. That's the problem, is I actually prefer it without the luggage. If you have the look without the luggage, I prefer. But the problem is the luggage and the sissy bar and everything's so useful, especially if you ride the bike quite a bit. I try and ride it as much as I can. It's so useful to have the luggage. So I don't want the luggage. Like, I probably wouldn't buy the luggage myself, but because I got the bike with the luggage and with everything on, I kind of just leave it on, because it's just so useful to be able to chuck shit in there, extra gloves, extra jackets. Because I don't know, you guys, anyone who rides properly, rides like long distances, or, you know, like just little things that make you uncomfortable, you know, multiply over the length of a ride. So if your chest's a bit cold and you don't have another layer underneath, it just keeps stinging you all that way. I don't like screen. I don't have a screen. I've never ridden with a screen. Again, it's one of those things. It would be better to ride. It would make it more comfortable, just be easier. But I kind of don't like the screens, because I don't like the look of them. But I don't know what you guys think, but I'm thinking of changing up the headlight and putting two like circular spotties, like just two small spots. Because I don't know, it looks all right, but I'm not a big fan of the headlamp unit. Definitely at least want to put a LED one in there, but I think I'll just go for the two spots. What do you guys reckon? We'll give it a bit of a fat boy look, I don't know. But again, I'll keep all the stock parts, because, you know, don't want to take it too far away from stock, because it's, you know, been pretty stock for all these years, other than the internal mods. As far as speed goes, the bike will easily go up to, on a closed track, 200 kilometers an hour, just gets there in no time. 120 something miles an hour, it'll just get there, boom, you know, no time at all, really fast. And it's still got way more on the clock, lots more in there. On the speedo, it's only 240. So I've had it up to 200 on a closed track, just easy, no problems. But remember, that's kilometers an hour for our American people, which isn't really that fast. But it just gets there easy, just so easy, and it's got plenty more in the tank. Obviously, some of that will be that. Most of that's to do with the bike, but some of it will be to do with the mods as well. I think it's at least 110 brake horsepower, which for like a 300 something kilo bike is pretty nice. and that V-twin's so torquey. One thing I would say is that it's got a 5-speed gearbox, and the gears are fine. I'm not sure if the gearbox has been changed or upgraded. It could have been in all the life of the bike, but it's got a 5-speed, and the range of the gears seems a bit like low. So, you know, if you're trying to drag someone or you're trying to pick up speed quickly, you don't have much range in each gear before you're kind of like redlining it, you know, if you get what I mean. So it's a bit strange in that regard. I think it's 5. Is it 5 or 6 gears? I can't remember. I think it's only 5. So it could have done with the 6th, I reckon. But yeah, upside down front forks. Pretty good, eh? Not a bad bike. Handles really nicely, rides really well. Yeah, there's not many complaints I can say about this bike. The clutch is smooth. The changes. Oh, actually, it can be a bit clunky, but it usually doesn't skip. Like my Royal Enfield was a bit of a pain in the ass. Changing gear sometimes it would like stick and clunk, but for the size of the bike, pardon me, and everything, this is just awesome. So anyway, there we go. That's a bike. Sorry, I'm not starting it up and revving it, which is like the main bit that people want to see in the video. But I'll put another video of it revving. It'll just blow. It'll just wake the babies up and cause craziness. But like I said on my shorts, there's a video there, VTX, and it's just of me. That's actually the day I got it. I was riding it home, and I just did a quick rev of it up the side of the roadside just to show a mate of mine. But yeah, anyway, awesome American muscle bike for 7,000 Australian dollars. You just cannot go wrong. And I don't know, you guys will probably agree that a bike like this will literally, and bear in mind it's 20 years old, but it used to be the largest production motorbike, like the largest engine production motorbike, or one of the largest. And even now, this would smoke most Harleys off the road with regards to like speed and power and performance, and for the value. So you know what I mean? Like there's probably plenty of bikes more powerful than this and that. Obviously there's a Triumph Rocket 3 as well, which is an awesome bike now, but bear in mind this is 20 years ago. But that's what I'm saying, even now, and I'm not one of these what I own is the best sort of people, but what I like about this bike is like even now, for the money I paid for it, 7,000 Australian dollars, it'll just literally smoke most Harleys just off the road. Liquid cooled V-twin engine, bulletproof engine. You can't really argue that point. You know, it's just for what you spend. I can't. If I wanted to get this kind of a bike at Harley Davidson, well, one, I couldn't really because they don't have liquid cooled other than the V-Rod and the new Sportster. But if I wanted to touch this kind of bike, I would be spending way more money. You know, this size, this smoothness, this performance. But obviously the Harleys are super cool. I'd love to have a Harley, can't afford it. And I guess the Indian Scout, although it's a smaller bike, a lot smaller, I think it has roughly about the same horsepower. I think it's 110 horsepower. So yeah, obviously now you could go Indian Scout, but I really love the Indian Scout. I love the Indian Chief more, but I pull up at the local Indian dealer in this now since I got this, and I'm kind of not that impressed anymore when I see the Scout. Obviously the Scout's so cool. It's got the character, it's got the name and heritage. But I mean, they're just victory anyway, but I don't feel like I need the Scout as much anymore. And then obviously the money I would have to spend on one. I'm not going to be able to get a Scout for 7,000 Australian dollars. I literally sold my Royal Enfield Classic 500, which I regret because I loved that bike, but I sold that for 7,000 and I got this for 7,000, which is just a win. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Any more questions about the bike or whatever, chuck them on. And I'll try and put up a video as well as the sound. Anyway, nice one.